Hey, what's up? Ian here, and today I'd like to talk about these earbuds, and they are the Dunu Alpha 3, and the retail price for this is $80 US. It's available on Hi-Fi Go's website, so if you are interested to find out more, please check out the unaffiliated link in the description below, or you can head directly to hifigo.com. Right, so in this video, I'm going to go through the accessories, design, build quality, fit and comfort, my sound impression. I'll compare it with another earbud, and I'll conclude with my star rating of this earbud. Now, this video will have time chapters, so please feel free to skip around. Right, so let's not waste any time. Let's start off with the specifications first. Now, the driver inside here is a 14.2mm dynamic driver, and the diaphragm here is a liquid crystal polymer composite with high compliance suspension surround. Okay, the housing is made out of stainless steel and aluminum alloy, and the net weight for this is 30 grams. Frequency range is 5 to 40,000 Hz. Impedance is 32 ohms, and the sensitivity is 105. The cable is made out of high purity silver plated monocrystalline type 1 Litz copper cable. Okay, and that's for the specifications. Now, inside the box you'll find a carrying case. This is a very nice carrying case. The zipper is very nice quality. Inside you can put quite a lot of stuff, your mesh pocket and your suspended kind of strap here, and yeah, overall it's a hard shell case and it protects your earbuds, so you can put quite a lot of stuff inside. Yeah, user guide, and then you got a cleaning brush, and you got foamies. You get two types of foamies. One is the donut style, so this one will give you a more balanced sound when you're using these foamies, and of course your normal type, and this will give you a bit more bass. Okay, so two types of foamies, and the cable itself is not detachable from the earbuds, and it's terminated with two options. Alright, you can either get the 3.5 or the 4.4 depending on what source you have, or most of it. If you have more 4.4 balanced output source, and I would suggest to get the 4.4, but yeah, you can, most of us should have 3.5. Okay, so this is the straight type 3.5 headphone jack, and then you have the Y splitter, chin slider, and of course the termination attachment to the earbud themselves. Now, the cable is quite firm and sturdy, but it's a little bit grippy. As you can see, it grips to itself, tends not to let go, but yeah, it's kind of grippy, but it's a good quality cable. Okay, and it does untangle eventually, and yeah, it doesn't, you know, get into like a rat's nest kind of thing, but it's kind of grippy. Okay, but yeah, it's a good quality cable. Okay, now as for the earbuds is also of good quality and for good build as well. As I mentioned, the entire shell is made of metal, right, and stainless steel on here for the inner shell, and then on the stem itself is made of aluminum alloy, and you can feel that it's quite hefty. Alright, it's not heavy, but it's hefty, and you can feel that it doesn't feel cheap lah. Okay, so very good quality build, and the design of it as well. Now, in terms of fit and comfort, I like the fit of it. In fact, in terms of comfort, I like this. Yeah, the stem itself. Now, the stem actually is very useful. Gives me more grip to the earbuds, and I can adjust this because these are like, they are not like IEMs, right? They are more of a semi-open type of listening experience, and I can easily micro adjust these earbuds so that you maximize the angle of the sound that is firing into my ears, so, and that will give me my maximum listening experience. So yeah, this is very good in terms of fit and comfort, and I can wear this the entire day without any fatigue. Okay, no pain at all, and they don't feel heavy in my ears. So very nice design, very nice build, and also very comfortable to wear. Now let's talk about the drivability for this, but let me clear this table first. Alright, so the Dunu Alpha 3 is pretty easy to drive. I've used it with my iPad, my iPhone, my Android phone, and my dongles and my DAPs. All can drive this very easily, and my listening level is about 50%. But I would say if you were to give it a bit more power, it will open up more, and you'll get a bit more body to the music that you're listening to. So yes, it's sufficient in terms of the gear and the power consumption, but I would say if you give it a bit more power, a bit more push, it will open up the driver. Okay, now in terms of gear compatibility or my gear recommendation, I would recommend things that are warm. So the FC6, this also have a lot of bass, all right, a bit more emphasis on the bass, and this will complement the Alpha 3. Okay, the M15 is okay, but it sounds a little bit too thin for the Alpha 3. So that's for dongles. But in terms of players, right, the M15S is alright. I mean, it's got a lot of power, and one thing about this is that when it gives it power, it opens up the driver and gives it more body, even though this is a little bit on the neutral, balanced side. But yeah, it does complement this Alpha 3. The R5 is also quite compatible with this Alpha 3, but in terms of Shangling M0 Pro, this one is a little bit too edgy and too thin. Okay, so that's my gear recommendation for this Alpha 3. Now let's talk about the tone and timbre for this. This is warm and heavy in terms of the note weight. It's casual, it's fun sounding, it's not so balanced. It's got quite a bit of color in terms of the reproduction of the sound, and overall tonality of this is heavy. Okay, now in terms of technicalities, these are very technical earbuds. Now one thing about this, the special part about this earbuds is that in terms of soundstage, they've got this special vent here that produces sound or resonant sound into your pinna, right? So these earbuds goes into your inner ear, but these sit just outside your pinna, and it will give you like a surround sound or a hidden invisible surround sound kind of thing. So when I listen to this in terms of the sound stage, it does give me like a surround sound type of effect. Okay, even though these like semi-open earbuds, they are like mini speakers in your ears, but with these vents here, it'll produce sound to give your outer ear some sort of a feel, all right, of sound to what you listen to inside your inner ear. So yeah, soundstage is actually pretty open, all right, a very open type of soundstage. At the same time, instruments and your vocals, they sound closed in. Okay, so you got your space on the outside, a very big space, but quite an intimate sort of intimate vocals. All right, so it's very good soundstage, like a surround sound kind of effect. At the same time, all right, the sound separation is very good. You've got a few layers of sound. You have the outer sound, okay, where all your your distant instruments or your background singers, that kind of thing, and then you have your more intimate sound, the different layers, your drums, your percussions, your vocals. They're all at different layers, so sound separation is very good on this. Detail retrieval is okay. This is more of a okay, this has got a lot of impact, and that impact actually takes away a bit more of that clarity and the details. Okay, so a bit of the details are being lost or veiled by the mid bass, but other than that, they are actually quite okay in terms of detail retrieval. The resolution on this is fantastic, very clear, very clean, very I would say nice and crystal clear type of resolution. Okay, so that's for technicalities. Now let's talk about the sound. Let me just show you the graph for this. and this is the graph. I hope you guys can see, but okay, this is the graph, and looking at the graph for earbuds is a little bit different for IEMs, and for earbuds they're more mid-centric, right? Most of my earbuds are more mid-centric, and they don't have a lot of bass in terms of bass shelf. Okay, so most of the time when I listen to earbuds, there's a particular genre that I listen to, that is vocals. I like to listen to vocals on the earbuds, but for this earbuds it's a little bit different. Okay, you've got quite a bit of substantial bass on it, and also the treble is more of a darkish and a little bit smooth treble, so a very non-fatiguing listening experience based on this graph, as you can see, at the same time based on my ears as well. Okay, now in terms of sub bass, comparing to other earbuds, this has got quite a substantial sub bass, even though the rumble is not quite audible, but I can hear just a bit, right? It rolls off, definitely doesn't have any extension to the rumble, but that's the nature of earbuds. Okay, and it's got a very the openness or the semi-openness of earbuds itself will give you that sense of resonance of the rumble of the sub bass, but yeah, it's definitely a different listening experience as compared to IEMs or any earphones that are sealed in your ears. Okay, now the star of the show of this earbud here is actually the mid bass. So if you see the hump here, this is where the mid bass comes in, and the mid bass gives this earbuds a lot of body, right? The track that I listen to most of the time, on most of the earbuds that I listen to, they sound very thin, very light, and quite lackluster if you ask me. So I don't get much musicality to most of my tracks when I listen to it, especially for techno and EDMs, those kind of genre of music. But for this earbud, it gives a lot of body to the music that I'm listening to, and it gives that engagement, right, and that note weight as well. So listening to these Alpha 3, I can actually enjoy techno on this, and also enjoy my EDMs on this. Most of the time I cannot on earbuds, okay, but for this I could. Now for the mids are, well, same like other earbuds, they are more emphasized, okay, because the lack of the rumble. So this part here, they are emphasized, but they are kind of veiled by the mid bass here, because mid bass is quite punchy, and in fact very, very impactful. So that impact actually takes a bit away in terms of the clarity from the mids here. So instruments and all that, they sound clear, they sound crystal clear. It's just that the details of that instruments, they are not as detailed as some other earbuds that I have. Okay, so yeah, they sound a little bit veiled, okay, by the bass. Now in terms of vocals, male vocals, they sound very engaging, okay, very, very warm, very fun to listen to as well. Female vocals, they sound smooth, and they very non-fatiguing. They're lacking a bit of the energy and the brightness as well for female vocals. So if you ask me, I would prefer to listen to male vocals on these earbuds. Okay, now in terms of treble, as you can see, is dark, right? It's a dark type of treble. At the same time, it's also not very energetic, it's not very forward as well, and the gain to it is also not a very bitey type of treble. So you can imagine, based on my ears, they sound very smooth and very, well, I would say laid back in terms of the treble, and very non-fatiguing treble. Okay, this, I can listen to this the entire day on any genre of music, and I will not get fatigued at all. There's no harshness, there's no sibilance, and there's no shoutiness for this this tuning, okay, as compared to other earbuds. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's quite a dark treble, but you do get a bit of a brightness for a while, but it trails off pretty quickly. But the air for this treble is actually pretty okay. It's pretty natural in terms of the roll off and the decay of the treble. And yeah, overall treble sounds pretty natural to me, but it's just that it's a little bit laid back and dark. Right, so that's the sound signature of this Alpha 3. Now let me compare it with my go-to. This LBBS, the Case Temperament LBBS is my go-to earbuds. Okay, and let me just bring out the graph and show you guys the difference. Okay, so Dunu Alpha is the red line and LBBS is the blue line. Now the difference between these two. Now in terms of soundstage, this one has got a more surround sound, whereas this one, it does have a wide soundstage, but it doesn't have that surround sound effect. Okay, even though it's open, but this one has got more of a closed-in surround and spacious type of soundstage. Now in terms of the clarity, this has got more clarity. Right, the LBBS has got more clarity, it's got more details on this. Resolution, I would say the Alpha is more resolute, cleaner sound, but not as detailed. Okay, the LBBS is brighter, as you can see the treble here, and also with the lack of the bass. Okay, it's brighter, it's got more energy, it's got more gain in terms of the treble. And the overall note weight for the LBBS is very thin and light as compared to the Alpha 3. This one has got, I would say, more of a neutral sound, more balanced neutral. This one is more colored. Okay, and obviously the Alpha 3 has got more engagement because of the bass and yeah, more musical response as compared to the LBBS. Okay, LBBS is more reference sound, I would say. So yeah, so these two, I would say it's a different listening experience. Again, it depends on your preference, what type of genre of music that you listen to, that really decides what type of earbuds are suitable for your listening preference. Okay, right, so that's a very quick comparison with the LBBS. So let's conclude. Basically, for 80 bucks, price to performance, this is actually a very good performing earbud, and my rating for this is a 3.5 star out of 5 stars. Okay, so that's my rating. Now the reason why I'm giving 3.5 stars is because overall this has a good quality in terms of the build quality, and the sound that it produces is very good, right? So yeah, very good reproduction of sound, good quality, build quality. It doesn't feel cheap, and overall it looks quite premium. Okay, so well worth the $80. Right, so that concludes my overall review of this Dunu Alpha 3. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and learned something from this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.